So this is a sponsored video here from the company iwiss. So this is their icrimp line here. As you guys know, we do a lot of wiring here, and this kit was actually given to us to test out and to review. And so you obviously have your product manual here, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. Let's leave that aside, but let's look at the meat and potatoes of everything. So it's got a nice, really nice carrying case here. Everything fits here pretty good, nice and snug, so it shouldn't be bouncing around as you're transporting it around. So you're given 3 closed barrel crimps and 2 open terminal tools, and so it's got a nice little lock on them, spring loaded as well, rubberized grips here, so it feels really good in my hand. As you can see here, it also is labeled for seals and terminal sizes, so pretty nice little touch there. Take a look at this other one as well too. This other one has a little bit of overlap here. It's also got its little locking tool here, also spring loaded. There's a little bit of overlap here, so as you can see here, this terminal is suited for 24, 22. This one as well, but that's fine. It does cover a lot of the same ones, but it looks like it's just different styles of terminal ends. So, and I actually already own some of these here. I actually own this one and this one already, but it's nice to have. If you don't already have these tools, it's nice to have it in a little set here. And so I'm only going to go over one here. It's got nice little ratcheting action here, so it even has like quick instructions here for the size and what type of terminals here. So again, these are for closed barrels, and the way it works is that you just slide the terminal down to this end, put the wire to this end, and then crimp it. So overall, nice set here in terms of these. Go ahead and close that back down. So these are all nice and tight. Like I said, they're not going anywhere. And you're also given terminal tools, right? So these terminal tools here have their own little part number. I'm not really sure what these are for, to be honest with you, because these are rather large. And the way these tools work is that you basically will slide, like once it's in a connector, you'll basically slide this in, and then it'll push against the tangs for you to remove it. So they do come in various sizes. And finally, this one though is slightly different. So this is what they call their WR1, and this is actually in the product manual, and we'll go over that in a second. Now you've got this guy just floating around in here. It would have been nice if there was an actual holding spot for it, but it just kind of sat back here. It's a fairly lightweight tool, and what this is to remove the plastic retainers out of DT connectors is what this tool is. It doesn't seem to have a part number on it, but that's exactly what it's for. So if you've ever dealt with DT terminals, putting the retainer in and out can be a little bit difficult, especially removing them. Putting them in, you could always put them in with like a pair of needle nose pliers, but you really need this guy here, this little hook, to remove them. So again, fairly well built tool, feels nice in my hand. Overall, pretty nice set, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and shorten this down just because of the location of where the factory boost controller is. We don't really need it that long, so I'm gonna say probably like that. Go ahead and we'll strip these really quick. Boop. So it's pretty simple. We just take these and drop it down, and then we're gonna just slide the terminal in, and this terminal is actually just a hair too long. Give that a squeeze. There you go. Nice, simple, easy. Since we know this side was just a hair too long, we're just gonna trim this down just a hair, and we're gonna do this all over again. So make sure that you've got the right terminal. So we got the male terminals here. And it's just as simple as taking this, jamming it down. I can see it drop through.
We're going to take our wire, make sure that it's butted up against the insulation, and just give it a nice squeeze. Squeeze is done. Nice and tight there. And we are going to go ahead and slide this into the respective terminals. All right, easy peasy. Now all we've got to do is just grab some needle nose pliers to drop in our retainer here. And we should be good to go. 424 Alpha, which was sponsored to us. So we're gonna give this a shot. Nope, a little bit on the loose side here, so definitely not the right ones. Oh, okay, there it is. So yep, nice little crimp there. Go ahead and do the retainer side of it. Okay. So these you got to be careful. I did a little bit too hard, so let's put a bend in it. And when you do get a bend in it, you got to straighten it out. If you don't, it's definitely going to get caught. So let's slide this sucker in here and hope that we are good to go. There you go. You hear that nice little click. So we're good to go on that. Go ahead and close the guard on it. And there you go. Nice simple crimp. Ready to rock. All right, so I'm wiring up the knock sensor here. And so we're dealing with shielded wire here. And we've got our two crimpers here. Just by looking at the tangs though, I think it's going to be this one here, which is the 1424 Alpha is what I'm thinking. So we get one try, so hopefully this works. So here's the boot, and we got the wire isolators and obviously the connector that we don't need at the moment. Okay, so we got this all set up here. This stripped out to be a 22 gauge wire, so we're gonna go into the appropriate end here for our crimper, and we're just gonna give this a shot and hope for the best. Bam. Cool. So to do the knock sensors, we need the 1424 Alpha. Go ahead and take care of the wire retainer side. And bam. So we got a nice little crimp here, and we'll go ahead and we'll knock out the same. So we'll slide over our rubber isolator, and I'll go ahead and I'll strip this wire. Okay, so we got our wire and our crimp in here. Go ahead and grab the same deal here. Make sure our wire is seated, which it is. Give it a nice squeeze. And bam, we got a good crimp there. That feels real good. All right, so we hit the, go ahead and hit the other end for the wire. And voila, we've got a nice crimp here. And we'll go ahead and put our wires in and we should be good to go. Hey. Okay, so we got a nice little crimp here. And so all we got to do now is slide on the boot. So we got the boot here. Just gotta kind of fight it on.
All right, so for the ECU Masters knock sensor, we definitely use these icrimps, the IWC 1424Bs. Crimp these on, good to go. So I'm gonna work on getting this boot a little bit on. Further on here, I'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and install it on the SR Miata.